Today is a special day because we are all black Muslims. We are all Muslims from America, and we come from the same sources. The Moors from Mauritania and Morocco, and Sufism from Mauritania and Morocco. And so we come today to talk to you about our Sheikh and our way. And we come to listen to you about your way and your teacher. And I bet we find more similarities than we find disagreements. My Sheikh Bechel-Chun, he said, in theology, you'll seldom find any theologians who agree on anything from different religions. But metaphysicians from those same systems will seldom disagree on anything. And so today we get a chance to prove that, because we got two scientists coming here today. I've been in the School of Muradia for 10 years now, and it's such a wealth of knowledge that I haven't even begun to scratch the surface. Brother Sufi here, he's my mentor, my teacher. He shared so much with me. He shared so much with all of the American disciples. He brought the knowledge of Sheikh Bechel to America and shared it with anybody and everybody who was interested. My brother Shiloh, he's done the same thing. He shared everything that he could share with us about Moorish science. And so now today, I believe that these brothers are going to show us how these two systems are directly related, how these two families really are one ummah. You know, when we all come together, we are demonstrating our knowledge of Tawheed. When we all come together, we are demonstrating this knowledge. And so I'm not going to hold the microphone. I want to, no, I talk too much. Oh, you know I don't mind talking. Okay, well, anyway, he want me to keep talking, I'll talk a little bit. Right now, I think it's common knowledge for most people that Islam has been in America longer than Europeans have been in America. I'm sure there's nobody in this room who will disagree with that. No. Islam has been in America longer than America was America. No. And we know that the West Africans have been in America longer than the Europeans have been in America. No. So when the Moorish science brothers say that they was here, I can't disagree with them. Whether we called ourselves Moors or we called ourselves Sufis, we all from West Africa, we all from Mauritania, we all from Morocco, we all from Senegal, we all from Mali. I read about Mansa Musa. How do I know that I'm not from that chamber? And so my family did not retain its knowledge of Islam. But yet a brother goes to Africa and he gets the knowledge of a African dervish and comes back and shares it with us, and my heart is compelled to learn it. And so now I find myself back on track. And it happened to be a sheikh from the Moorish Science Temple in the same place of study where I'm at, who helps me understand Sufism by his knowledge of Moorish science. And so I cannot deny the connection between the two, because both of my teachers come from two different chambers, but they're both teaching the same lesson. So, when Serene Tuba passed was 1927. When Noble Drew Ali passed was 1929. When Farad started teaching was 1930. When Elijah Muhammad started teaching was 1934. How can I not see a connection between the development of Islam? It has to start in America with Noble Drew Ali. I can't deny that. In America, the knowledge that we have retained of Islam, there were Muslims here and from all different sects and orders. But organized and systemized, you got to give it to Noble Drew Ali. And when we talk about Serene Tuba, he was ending a peaceful war. He was ending what they give Gandhi all the credit to during that time period. He was fighting a war against the French, a peaceful war against the French in 1895. Gandhi hadn't started till 1906, but we give him all the credit for it, and he didn't fight. Serene Tuba, they tried to execute him. They tried to burn him. They tried to shoot him. They did every vile thing that they could do to try to take Serene Tuba out and could not harm him. We're not talking about 2,000 years ago. We're not talking about 1,000 years ago. We're talking about in our modern time with a modern French military with guns and tanks and documentation. So the miracles, the science of Islam has produced results in our time period. So then Noble Drew Ali, he comes to America and he produces results in our time period. So that we know this Islam is real. We know this Islam is real. And everybody don't necessarily have a love for Sufism, and everybody doesn't necessarily have a love for Moorish science. But those people who participate in the activities of this science, they have a love for it. And we try to share it with anybody who wants to participate in it, because it is good, and we are inviting you to something that is good. But know that nobody ever has started an order that everybody comes to. The ones who come to the call are those who hear it in their heart. And everything ain't for everybody. We got scholars, we got politicians, and we got scientists. Well, Brother Shiloh has been teaching me that Moorish science is a science. It's not just a politician's game. It's not just law. It's not just sovereignty and some of the things that I thought it was. That my own intimate relationship with Allah can be reflected in that science as well. And so I'm so glad to be here tonight because, you know, I'm nobody. I'm a little disciple. I'm somebody who just wish they knew a little bit about what is out there in this Islam. But my sheikh, he's big. And he know a lot about this Islam. And he giving it. He giving it away. It's free. All you have to do is have a heart that's able to receive it. So these brothers going to talk tonight. And they're going to share what they can share. And they're not people who I know to pull back or hold back. They're going to give it to you. If your heart's not prepared to receive what they got, it's not because they're wrong. It's because you don't know. You don't know. And if you have a question, I think that tonight is the night to ask those questions. I think that you're going to get your opportunity to ask whatever questions that you have. We ain't here to combat. We're here to connect. I believe Noble Drew Ali suggested that you reunite with, I know I'm wording it wrong, but uniting with other nations. Well, we your brothers and sisters from another nation. And now today we're going to find out that those two things go together. Every government has to start with a spiritual authority. There's not a nation that has ever been on this earth that started from an atheist. There are no atheist nations. It is God and the believers of God who establish nations. I challenge anyone to give me a nation that started without the believer of some sort, of some religion. They tell us that this is a democracy. This is not a democracy. This is a republic. And this republic was started with a confederacy. And that confederacy was started with some Christians. The confederacy started with the relationship between the natives of this country, the Muslims of this country, and the Christians of this country. And they came together to form this nation and to form their confederation. There is no, The America came later. They just throw the Confederacy part in the garbage like we don't know that happened. There is no nation that did not start with a spiritual authority. And so there's a lot of organizations out here. I know that the Moors have a lot of different chambers. And I believe that these different chambers, and this is just my opinion, come about because when Noble Drew Ali passed, there's no definite spiritual authority. There's a lot of scholars and a lot of spiritual men, but there's no definite spiritual authority. So that it automatically goes to a temporal power, when those people who are scientists and scholars, they take over, and no longer is there a definite connection between God and the leadership of the organization. And so when you lose your spiritual authority, you have to go back to where you come from. And where you come from is Mauritania and Morocco and Mali and Senegal. And we connected with them. And so we're going to share that with you. And inshallah, you're able to take the spiritual knowledge that comes from Murdia, that comes from Sufism, add it to what you already have, and establish a spiritual base where you can have a solid leadership. And I guarantee that your people all flock together under one flag. You got the flag. It's a beautiful flag. I like it. I want one. You know, I've been studying with this brother for years, and I never wanted to join the Moorish Science Temple. And as of recently, I talked to my son and I said, I've come to the conclusion that there's no way that we're going to come together as a nation unless we pick a group. It got to be somebody that we fall in line with. It doesn't mean that Moorish Science isn't a religion. It is a government. And you have to have a government. Some people don't like the Nation of Islam. But that's the closest thing that we got to a military. You better not let them go. We need them. You know, we need them. You know, some people say the 5%ers is crazy. That is what you call reserves. And you need a military reserve. You need them. We need them. But the key now is officers. Sufism is the system designed to create officers, to take soldiers and turn them into leaders. And that leadership is established by Allah only. Only Allah can establish a true leader. And so we all are learning to submit to Allah in a way that He be pleased with us, or she be pleased with us, so that we can lead our people into the direction that He wishes or she wishes. And we found a profound way. We found a way from an African. We found a way that nobody else could give like he gave. So I mean, Tuba wrote more qasidas. He wrote more writings. He wrote 7 times the writings. They stopped counting them. They stopped counting them and started weighing them. Serene Tuba challenged the system and then forgave them. He forgave them. My sheikh told us we cannot hate the white people. He said, don't hate them. He said, it's like pulling on a rope. They're going to let go of the rope and you're going to fall. We don't have time for hate. We have a nation to build. Sheikh Bachel told us, he said it's going to take an American to save the Americans. It's going to take us. It takes somebody from our ranks. But if we're not humble enough to recognize who the supreme being is, then you're not gonna lead nobody nowhere worth going to. Allah has to be the leader. And so Moorish science is Islam. It's Islam. Sufism is Islam. So we have something to exchange. We have something to exchange. Noble Drew Ali taught me how to call a cherubim, how to call a cherubim. He taught me about the different ethers. He taught me I read the Circle 7. I don't know. I don't have no guide through it, but I'm reading it. It is an excellent book. But without the Quran of Mecca, you're gonna miss a bunch of connections. It's condensed. The book is condensed. He's expecting you to be scholars, to be leaders. And if you're going to be a leader and a scholar, you're going to have to reference all of the books, because that is Islam. We believe in the holy books. You're going to have to reference all of them. Those leaders, no one should have to tell you that. You're going to do that. And so these two brothers, they've been doing that. I got a bunch of papers at home. I got a bunch of stuff at home. I go through this stuff all the time, where he already done referenced them for me. He done referenced my teacher's teachings. He referenced Noble Drew Ali's teachings, and he referenced the Quran, and gives me a clearer understanding of what it is that I'm involved in. And so, you know, to Philly, this is Islam. Philly is Islam. I came here from Virginia to come to Philly because this is Islam. If African American Islam exists, it's here. Now, what city in this country got more generations of Muslims than Philly? And how old is Moorish science in Philadelphia?
Very old, sir. So
this is where if it doesn't happen here, where else could it happen at? This is the place for it to happen, and I got an opportunity to come here and participate in it. And you all are here not as an audience, but as a representative of your order, delegates from your schools. What you think matters. What we say today, we talking from our hearts, trying to share something, but what you think matters. Because what's going to happen after we leave here is directly related to the people that's in this room. And know that there are people who are watching it on video who also have a vote. They also have a say. And if you let this go by today, and I don't see a temple up here, next time I come back, I'm going to be disappointed. If I don't see the Moorids with them Kasai's the Serene Tuba, and I don't see those Moorids flipping through that Circle 7, I'm going to be disappointed. Because in Virginia, we're going to be doing it. It's beautiful today. It is a beautiful day today. It is a beautiful day today. Islam is Tawheed. Tawheed. Everything is coming back to oneness. Therefore, there can't be 100 Islams. It's only one Islam. And if Moorish science is Islam and the Sufism is Islam, then we're going to come together. We're going to come together. And I know the brothers that we got and the sisters that we got in here can make it happen. Because we already together. You know, we in America, we American Muslims. We got to come up with our own culture. The Africans can't teach us our culture. The Arabs can't teach us our culture. We have to develop our own culture. The Arabs are our brothers, so we can take knowledge from them. The Africans are our brothers, so we can take knowledge from them. But they can't issue fatwa in our country. You can't issue no laws in my land. The laws of the land have to come from the scholars of that land. And so we're here today, and there's some scholars here.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to talk about Islam. We're going to talk about Islam in America. We're going to talk about Islam in our nation. Whatever it was called before it was America, because it's older than that. We're going to make our own clothes. We're going to make our own products. We're going to make our own way. We're going to write our own books. It's already coming. Noble Drew Ali said, what, the 3rd or 4th generation? That's us. That's us and our children. You know, Serene Tuba said, my today is better than my yesterday. Meaning he expects us to be better than he was. And they shot at him and couldn't kill him. They shot at him and couldn't kill him. They set him on fire and couldn't burn him. They did things to him this despicable and couldn't harm him. And had to, you know what a writ of death is? A certificate to say that we have been authorized to execute you. Every time they executed him, they had to write something. A documentation saying, we're going to execute him. How many times? Is it 184? 286. 286 papers that the French government refuses to let go of. They refuse to let go of it because it's an embarrassment to a modern military. Because they don't believe in God. But some don't believe in God because somebody was guarding them. Somebody shot the gun. Somebody lit the fire. Oh, they believe in God, but see, that's the only way they can know God. You know how they know if somebody's a saint? They look at the dead body, and if it don't deteriorate within a certain amount of days, they say, oh, that was a saint. They don't know how to determine the saint when he's alive. So they try to kill him. It's just their method. That's the only thing they can do, is kill him. That's why they lynched so many of us. Because they was trying to figure out how the next man of the time period, who they know going to manifest here. They know it's going to manifest here. And they tried to kill him before he was born.
Yes, sir.
But they knew if they lynched him and he didn't die, that was the one. But they just got the wrong time period.
Yes, sir.
He probably one of y'all children. One of the children of the people in this room.
Yes, sir.
So don't be a person who denies truth or denies knowledge, because you may rob your child of the opportunity to participate in something great. Don't deny it. If you know truth, allow it to enter your heart. I was just telling the brother today that I just learned what being hard means. Being hard means your heart is closed to truth. So that you could kill your brother, or you could hurt your sister, or disrespect your own family. I'm not hard. I've learned in Sufism to remove hardness, and my heart is soft. So when truth hit my heart, it's a vibration. The best way I can say it, it's like a opening, an unfolding of some leaves and something sensitive being tickled, and I know it. I feel it in the inside. It's the truth. And I don't care what system it comes from. I know truth when I hear it. I ask you to trust your heart and know truth. Because today the brothers go, I'm telling you, these are my teachers. And I can't stop talking. I know they get ready to light the place up. I've been waiting to see the two of them together. I've got to witness this years ago, but this is, what, 12 years, 10 years? And how much maturity has happened to me. I know what I'm getting ready to experience is a wonderful thing. So in Islam is unity. So the success of what happens today is directly related to the light that you shine on the stage. It's us coming together. They're just going to talk, but we're going to shine our light from our hearts on them so that Allah is present in this room. That Allah's light is present in this room. It's from within us. It's from within us. I know I'm going on and on. I can't even stop. It's like, like you know something and it's bigger than you, so to say it is to insult it, but to not say it is the lie. The light of God is access from the inside to the outside, not the opposite. It's inside to the outside. The realization of who you are is the truth that there is only Allah. That's what La ilaha illallah means. It means there is only Allah. There's only one ego, one personality, and everything else is a lie. And that lie is what separates you from God. So if you think that by calling yourself a Muslim, that make you a Muslim, you'll be mistaken. If you think that somebody else isn't a Muslim and that you are, you could be mistaken. The truth of Allah comes from the inside to the outside. And you have to question what you shine. Today, there'll be some people who say, I don't want to hear that. The Muslims, this, the Sufis, that, the Moors, that. Look at what they shine. Look at what they shine. Look at the light that is illuminated from their heart. If you did not come today to shine the nur that you've been blessed with, then you are the manifestation of Shaitan. You are Shaitan, that which does not shine the light of Allah. If you have made yourself the judge, then you practicing shirk. If you here to demonstrate any qualities but love, truth, freedom, and justice, you practicing shirk. You practicing shirk. So let me get up. I'm so happy to be here. Y'all so beautiful, and I already feel the light from y'all getting ready to be in for a treat. But anyway, this is my brother, Sufi. He been a Sufi longer than I've known about Islam. He has a lot of knowledge. He went to Africa and he went and got it. He didn't wait for nobody to bring it to him. He went over there and got it. And my Sheikh Becho, loved him. He loved him. I heard him say, if Kiyama became a atheist, he wouldn't let him go. Nah, I heard him say it. And he don't talk just to talk. He said if he became an atheist, he wouldn't let him go. That he's so valuable that he would not let him go. He came back, and everything that he learned, he didn't form some chamber in the dark and hide and become some kind of Sufi sorcerer. He shared every single thing that he had with anybody who wanted it. He opened up a bookstore And in that bookstore, anybody who came in there got an opportunity to learn something about Allah and learn something about themselves. In that bookstore, I met a brother teaching more science. Allah is real. So today, he's going to share something with you. I hope he don't bite his tongue. I hope that your heart open to receive it. And may Allah bless you. And may he forgive me if I'm right. Maybe he forgive me if I'm wrong. May he illuminate our hearts so that we can receive all of the truth that he puts in this room. Because it's his light, it's his truth. And we all are slaves. We are lucky to be a slave. We are lucky to be a slave. We are blessed to be a servant. By the blessings of sweet too. I mean.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bakir Sheikh Becho, Bakir Sirin Sayu, Bakir Kalim Rasul, Sheikh Ahmed Bamba, Bakir Imam Sheikh Ibrahim Fall. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi wa huwa al-aliyyul azim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yasin sallallahu alaihi wasallam wal Qur'anil Hakim innaka laminal mursalin ala siratin mustaqim tanzilul azizur rahim لتنذر كما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون لقد حقوا قالوا على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي على الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سادا ومن خلفهم سادا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشروا بمغفرة وأجر كريم إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء نسيناه في إمام مبين واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم اثنين فكذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لا مرسلون وما علينا إلا بلاغ مبين قالوا إن آثرنا بكم لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم ولا يمسنكم من عذاب أليم قالوا طائركم معكم إن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسأل يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم مهتدون ومن يهلا عبد الله فطراني وإليه ترجعون أأتخذوا من دونه آلهة إن الرحمن وضر لا تغني عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون إن إذا لفي ضلال مبين إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون قيل ادخلوا الجنة قال يا ليت قوم يعلمون إنما غفر لربي وجعلني من المكرمين Salamun qawlan min Rabbir Rahim. 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 Ya Salamu. Salamun qawlan min Rabbir Rahim. Alif Lam Mim, Innama Sabilu wa la tujadilu Allahu min kulli karimin akramu man ammahu and kadadahu takarumu aslim lahu kulaka animani wa lazimi lisadri rahmani wa ziyubi shukura kufrani tukfa hisabahu ma'anirani. Allahu la ilaha illa huwa hayyul qayyum la ta'khudhuhu sinatun wa la nawm lahu ma fi samawati wa ma fil ard man alladhi yashfa'u indahu illa bi'idhnihi ya'lamu ma bayna aydihim wa ma khalfahum wa la yuhitun bi shay'in min ilmihi illa bima sha'a wasi'a kursiyyuhu samawati wal ard wa la ya'uduhu hifdhuhuma وهو العلي العظيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا صراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والكاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره والمقداره العظيم. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Astaghfirullah الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه يا حي يا قيوم لا إله إلا أنت يا حي يا قيوم لا إله إلا أنت يا حي يا قيوم لا إله إلا أنت. Islam, 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 Islam. All praise is due to Allah, the one without a second, existing alone in His majesty, without any partners, knowing no forms of sleep or slumber, existing without a place, beyond time, outside of the mind. It is this Allah that is your true self. Anything that comes after the word I am, other than Allah, is an illusion. Today we're not going to water it down. I don't know if I'll live to see another day. You must know that you are God. There's no other God than your true self. That which inhabits your physical frame, animating it and giving it life, is Allah. Allah is the living. If Allah says, I'm the living, nothing has life but Allah. If that living light of Allah leaves your physical frame, they will put that in the dirt and say it's of no value. The fact that you are living is Allah living through you, as you. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakil. Allah is the only reality. There's nothing that exists in Allah's oneness. Before creation, there was only Allah, and the Sufis have said it is now as it was then. Allah did not have anything existing with her, with him. Don't let the Europeans get it twisted. Allah is beyond the male and female form, but in the West they say he because of the European system.
Yes.
But Allah is more of a feminine nature than a masculine nature. Don't get it twisted because it's English. There is only Allah. The closest place to meet Allah is in the heart. Islam? Noble Drew Ali taught the closest place to meet Allah is in the heart. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam Daiman Abadan said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Jalla Jalaluhu could not fit in the heavens and the earth, but Allah fit in the hearts of those who believe in him. Noble Drew Ali's teaching goes with the hadith of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is a very important day for the uniting of the Quran of Mecca and the Circle 7 Quran of Noble Drew Ali. In the Quran of Mecca, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I will send a messenger to every nation speaking the language of that people so that they would not be able to say, I did not understand the message. Did you hear? Allah said in the Quran of Mecca, I will send a messenger speaking the language of the people so they would not be able to say, I did not get the message. Where are our messengers? Noble Drew Ali has to be a messenger from Allah.
Yes.
Honorable Elijah Muhammad has to be a messenger from Allah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Allah must come. Allah must come. Allah must come in a language that you can understand. I once heard Imam Warfdeen Muhammad, may Allah bless him, he gave a lecture. He said something that was so profound. He said, I can teach Islam without speaking one Arabic word.
That's right. That's what he said.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
I can teach Islam without speaking one Arabic word. It's a beautiful day. This is something that has not been done before, to my knowledge. Islam?
Islam.
I haven't seen this before. All of our forefathers were waiting for this day to come. All of our forefathers were waiting for this day to come. When someone would say, enough of the bullshit. Enough of it. There's only one Allah. There's only one Islam. But now we got 72 different sects. Enough of it. There's only one Islam, there's only one Allah, there's only one Holy Quran, there's only one Prophet Muhammad. Where did this come from? A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. My Sheikh Beto said once, may Allah protect us from them. And he was talking about the Muslims. The Sheikh in Senegal, he said, may Allah protect us from them. He's talking about the Muslims. Who is it? It's them Arab Muslims that don't have no Islam. They give Islam a bad name. They don't have no Islam. An Arab didn't tell me nothing. He was over here selling pork and alcohol with a name Muhammad, but he done changed it to Mo. That shit is ignorance. Why is your name Mo, Mr. Arab? Your name is Muhammad, and on your name tag it say Mo. I seen that with my own eyes. Wow. Is this Islam? He was in America. He didn't say nothing till Honorable Elijah Muhammad started teaching. Only thing he said was he's wrong. He still didn't teach us no Islam. I only be lying from you.
Use that scimitar, boy. Use that scimitar.
Enough. We learned Islam from an Asiatic man who looked just like us. We thank Allah for these divine messengers who came in the West. Somebody had to come and give the message of La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. When Noble Ali came in the 1913, the first temple in Newark, New Jersey, he came with a high science of Sufism that he learned in the East, in Africa. Noble Ali was studying in Egypt with the masters in their depth chambers. Who's in Egypt? 99% Muslim country. The depth chambers in Egypt are Sufi chambers. Who do you think he was learning from? Noble Ali took this high science of Sufism. I tell people all the time, Master Farah Muhammad was a Sufi.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Noble Ali was a Sufi.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anytime somebody come and say the higher self is Allah, that's a Sufi concept.
Yes, it is.
Anytime somebody come and say the original man is God, that's a Sufi concept. You don't have anywhere in Islam the idea of man being God outside of a Sufi philosophy. That doesn't exist. That's why the regular Muslims don't like Sufis. We do not believe in a mystery God on a throne up in the sky somewhere. Like it's a chair big enough to hold God. Where do they get this stuff from? It's really ridiculous. Noble Ali said, if I can get you to think, you will free yourself. If I could get you to think, you would free yourself. People take Arab culture for Islam and don't think about it. People take Arab culture for Islam and don't think about it. I remember when I first took my shahada in the mosque, some of the African American brothers said, brother, we were scared for you. I said, why? They said, we thought you was going to become an Arab. Looking back on that, I appreciate that. We were blessed to go and learn from the real Sufi master, Serene Saliu, Sheikh Becho, in the holy city of Tuba, founded by our master, Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba. There is a correlation between the Moor Science Temple and our Sufi order in Senegal. There is a serious correlation. One of the disciples in Indianapolis, Indiana, where me and Brother Shiloh came from, I hope you don't mind me saying his name. Maybe I shouldn't. Now, the brother who had the vision. One of the brothers named Kadim Bey. He's a good brother of mine. We love Brother Kadim. Kadim came to our circle once. He said, brother, I had a dream. Not like Martin Luther King, but a vision. He said, Noble Drew Ali came in my dream with the fez on and transformed into Sheikh Ahmed Bamba with the white thobe on. Islam?
Islam.
Message? That's clear. He said, Noble Drew Ali came in my dream with the fez on and transformed into Sheikh Ahmed Bamba with the white thobe on.
Yes, sir.
If you look at the cover of the Circle 7, you will see the design of the holy city built by Sheikh Ahmed Bamba in Tuba.
Wow.
Sacred geometry.
Sacred geometry. Look at this. He put the 7 in the middle, representing Allah. He got 4 gates.
Yes.
Do you know Sheikh Ahmed Bamba built a city based on this diagram on the Circle 7? Sheikh Ahmed Bamba, our holy city, has 4 gates with the 7, the temple in the middle. And it's based off the number 7. Our city, the holy city, has 7 circles with 4 gates. You think that's a coincidence?
No,
Clear.
One of my, it's not good to talk about yourself because the self is an illusion, only a lie exists. Me thinking that my name is Sufi, that I was born and that I'll die is an illusion. We learned about God from an idiot who didn't know anything about God. We learned about God from an idiot who didn't know anything about God. As if you could put God on the cross and kill him. The first chapter of this Circle 7 is enough to let you know that this is based on Sufi philosophy. I'm just going to point out a couple verses from the first chapter of the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of Americas. But one thing, it's not good to talk about yourself, but I remember, I think it was around 1993. 1993, Peace to the Gods and Earths. My first teaching was The Nation of Gods and Earths. 5% are born by nature. What I say might amaze you. I might raise you from a dead level to a living perpendicular on the square. Beware. Ha ha ha. Allah's there. I came to the Nation of Gods and Earths. 5%er. And in our 120 lessons, they mentioned Prophet Noble Drew Ali. So I wanted to find out, who is this Noble Drew Ali? I went to the library in Indianapolis to try to research him. Couldn't find nothing. They covered up everything.
yes, they did.
A whole library didn't have nothing. That's when I got very interested in this man. A library don't have nothing on Noble Drew Ali, and he had a movement. I lived in Indianapolis, Indiana. I had to go to a university library in Bloomington, Indiana, researching Noble Drew Ali. In Bloomington, Indiana, they had nothing but some microfilm. They had some microfilm. I'm doing research trying to find him. It's like a liquid form. On this barzakh and the plane of the soul, I was kissed by 3 immortal fish. I dropped the soul body, went into a spirit body of light, ascended into the heavens and saw Allah, and it was my true self, looked just like me. Yeah, I said it. It's true. You can travel beyond this physical plane to the plane of the soul and a soul body. drop the soul body and go into a spirit body. And from that spirit body, have a divine epiphany vision of Allah. And the Sufi master Ibn Arabi, who happened to be from Moorish Spain, said the highest epiphany vision of Allah is when you see Allah and you see nothing but your true self. Now it's time for some Colt 45 and pork chops, because he's really crazy. Did he just say that in public? That's why Sufis don't talk in public. I really don't like to talk in public, because some of the Muslims are crazy. You know, some of the Muslims are crazy. You can't, what I'm saying now is not supposed to be taught in public. Honestly, it's not supposed to be taught in public. My sheikh in West Africa, when he would teach, he would tell people who come, don't record this. Turn off your tape recorders. He would teach twice. He taught on Friday night inside the house, and he would give a bam, an esoteric teaching to blow your dome off. On Friday night, he closed the doors and said, turn people with these big clothes. He said, I know you got some recorders under them clothes. Turn them off. This is for people in the house tonight. Then on Saturday night, he would give a teaching for the public. What we're talking, this is the age of Aquarius. It is time for this esoteric teaching to come out to the masses. We're not in the age of Pisces. We're in the age of Aquarius. And the Aquarius is the water bearer pouring out the water. That water is symbolic of the esoteric knowledge that will come to the masses in this time period. Astaghfirullah al-azim al-li, la ilaha illahu al-hayyul qayyum wa atubu ilayh. Anything that I have said that is true is from Allah. And anything that I have said that is false is from my lower self. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'd like to bring up Brother Elijah. Okay, Bismillah. Well, I must bring up my teacher. Yeah, you my teacher, man. You the one who took me to the temple so I could get my nationality. This brother right here, Shiloh, is my teacher. It's divinely ordained for me and this brother to work together. I own the bookstore and Sufi school in Indianapolis, Indiana. I didn't know this brother. The first day the brother came in my store, he looked around, saw the Sheikh's picture, Sufi books. He said, "This is a nice store you got." I said, "No, this is a nice store we got." Some said we was going to be working together. How long ago was that? 1997. Brother started studying. He was already, I don't know if you know, Brother Shalu Shahid El is a rare person. Can I say it? He's from Temple Number 1 in Chicago that was set up by Noble Drew Ali himself. He's not from a branch temple started by some bootleg Moors in the back of a barbershop. Oh, did I say that? With no charter from Noble Drew Ali. Did I say, Astaghfirullah. I love all the Asiatics, but some of y'all is you know, y'all ain't teaching what Noble Drew Ali taught. Come on, stop this. This brother got true Moorish science from Temple Number 1. Not Temple Number 896 from Broad and Gerard. No. They ain't even got a phone number to Temple set up by Noble Drew Ali. He's from Temple Number 1 in Chicago that was set up by Noble Drew Ali himself. His teachers learned from Noble Drew Ali. Not only that, he's a sheikh. When he came to the Sufi order, he was already a sheikh in the Moorish Science Temple from the Adept Chamber. He's not just somebody who was in the temple eating popcorn in the back. The elders of the Moorish Science Temple in Chicago took him into the adept chamber of Moorish Science. Some temples out here, I asked some brother, do y'all have a adept chamber? He didn't know what a adept chamber was. I said, oh, excuse me, I'm talking to the wrong guy. I thought you was from Noble Ali's teaching. No, I never heard of a adept chamber. You got a fez on? You never heard of a adept chamber? No, the brother was, oh, I'm sorry. I've seen a lot of Moors, talked to a lot of Bays and L's, but never met someone who had the full vision of what Noble Drew Ali taught in its original form. Brother Shiloh Shahid El traveled to the holy city of Tuba. He met with the sheikhs in West Africa. They blessed him, and he came back teaching. All praise is due to Allah for the unity of Islam and uniting of the Holy Quran of Mecca. I would like to bring up, without further ado, Sheikh Shiloh Shahid El Lamp Fall. Islam.
Islam.
Came here to bring the teaching of Moorish science to a level that my teachers taught me that it was supposed to be upon. So I want to start out, praise be to Allah. Allah, Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. I rise giving honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali, a prophet of Allah. I rise giving honors to Brother Marcus Garvey, who taught purity. He taught the people to purify themselves and prepare for the coming prophet. Some people like to say that Marcus Garvey was talking about something separate from what Noble Drew Ali was talking about, but the message was one and the same. I give honors to the grand body of the Moorish Science Temple, the Supreme Grand Council of the Moorish Science Temple. I give honor to Emili Il, the first Supreme Grand Sheikh under the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I come from Temple number 1, as the brother said, and I get nervous when one of my teachers says such nice and powerful things about me. It's kind of humbling. But I come from Temple number 1 in Chicago under the Supreme Grand Sheikh D. Bailey Il. When I came into the temple in Chicago, the temple was unified. So I give honor to Supreme Grand Sheikh D. Bailey Il. I give honors for the Supreme Grand Sheikhs from Emili Il up to Supreme Grand Sheikh D. Bailey Il. I'm connected to a lineage that goes back to the first people that Prophet Noble Drew Ali set up to run the order. I mean no disrespect to any other body from any other branch. I know in 1927, 1928, Brother Thompson Bey was here in Philadelphia. He was in our body under Emili Il. And now in the city of Philadelphia, there's bodies under various leaders. And I say all respect to the various leaders. Honor to the various leaders. But what I come to do today is to teach more science in its essence. And some people might say that this is an adept teaching. But these teachings are what my Supreme Grand Sheikh D. Bailey Il brought me up on, and they call baby food. So when we teach this in Chicago, a lot of people never heard of these teachings. So I'm going to give y'all some baby food because D. Bailey Hill said not every Moor is ready to eat meat. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might have to chew it up and then give it back to them. So I'm going to let you know I've been chewing on this for a minute so I can be able to spit it back to you. So the brother gave an excellent introduction. So honors to Brother Sufi, and honors to all the Supreme Grand Sheiks, members, Moors, whether you're in the temple, whether you have a charter, whether you have a warrant of authority or not. We here to resolve all of that.
Right.
People were starting Moorish bodies because they didn't have a real temple to go to. You don't have an excuse now. D. Bailey Hill sent me here to Philadelphia. I've been in probably 3 to 4 states in the last 4 years. So now I'm here in Philadelphia. And it's on. Period. You know, Brother Sufi might make you laugh. I'm going to try to keep it cordial. But I'm like, I don't really get down like that. You know, I love him and I try to crack a joke. I remember when I asked him, as teaching in his store, he used to let me hold the Moor Science Temple classes in the same bookstore. And it was so deep because some of the Africans from the Sheikh Amubamba started to go to the temple with me because they was like, brother, we sit here and watch you in this Moor Science Temple meeting. We want to go to Chicago and see. So we took some of the brothers from Senegal to the meeting, not more than once, several times, because it was something that they was like, hold on, Noble Drew Ali brought you everything that you need. Now all you need to do is take it to the next level. You have Iman, Islam, you just need the Ihsan. That's the perfection. Because that concept came from the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. But I just wanted to give thanks to the people that got me to where I am now. But before I did that, I wanted to make sure I give praise due to Allah. All praise due to Allah, the one, the unique, the self-sustaining, the one who is dissimilar to all. I'm nervous because this is a great work. And some of what I'm going to say, some people want to say these are adept teachers. These ain't adept teachers. Y'all just wasn't giving baby food. Y'all was giving milk instead of baby food. These are the 2 pieces of literature that come from the temple, Moorish Science Temple of America. These are what we call the questionnaire for Moorish Americans. These are the keys that contains the 101s, the questions that we go through, question and answer. This here is the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. There ensues the issue, the concern. 2 points, they'll say, hold on, how was he a prophet when the Prophet Muhammad was the last prophet? How do you have a Quran when the Prophet Muhammad bought a Quran? Most people don't want to approach that. Riddle me that, Batman. Let's approach it. Let's deal with it. Let's just face the facts. When Noble Drew Ali set this Moorish Science Temple up, it started in 1913, moved to Chicago in 1925, became a religious corporation in 1928. I'm going to read the affidavit that's on the back of the 101. This is going to let you know what the Moorish Science Temple is about. And you tell me whether you've been getting baby food, milk, or water.
Ooh. Come on, brother.
I, Noble Drew Ali, do solemnly swear at a meeting of the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Chicago, in the county of Cook, in the state of Illinois, on the 20th day of July, 1928. For the purpose, the following persons were appointed sheiks. Ain't no voting in the temple. I'm going to pause at points in time to point the truth out to you, to let you know truth from falsehood, because Noble Drew Ali told us there should be no radical or agitating speeches while at the podium. But he did say that we should adhere to the conduct, control, and principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So for that, I give honor to the Moorish flag, the red flag with the green 5-pointed star that stands for our principles, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Also point to the American flag, the flag under which I was born in the country in which I was born. And I am an American citizen. And I have proclaimed my nationality, which according to the which according to the constitutional standard of law,
That's right.
everybody comes from a nation.
That's right.
So you have to have a nationality. There is no country of black, so you are not a black American. There is no country of Africa. Africa is a continent, so there is no African American. But there is an area called the Moroccan Empire.
That's right. Go ahead.
Before the European had a map, they had red, orange, and purple, and green.
That's right.
All of that came from after the Berlin Conference when Ottoman von Bismarck decided to carve this piece up, carve this demonstration up. And the different colors came from the different countries that colonized certain parts of Mexico. That's what we call Africa, or that part of Mexico. So I give praise to this, because this is our land too. This is the land of the prince. America was. We was here before the European was here. And this is our flag. So get back to this. We give honor to those flags, and I give honor to you for being here. But this, I want to give honor to this because this been on the back of everybody's 101s, regardless of who they with. But it's going to separate the milk from the water from the baby food. 1928, for the purpose, the following persons were appointed sheiks of the Moorish Science Temple of America, according to the rules and usages of such. Immediately ill. That's the lineage I come from. Supreme Grand Sheik immediately ill. Small Bay, Lovett Bay, and Foreman Bay. These were the people, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people that was set up in 1928. The Moorish Science Temple of America. Here's what's about to blow everybody's wig off. Deriving its power and authority from the great Quran of Muhammad. What?
That's right. Go ahead.
From the great Quran of Muhammad? For real? Yes, for real. From the great Quran of Muhammad. To propagate the faith and extend the learning. Propagate the faith and extend the learning and the great truth of the great prophet of Ali in America. 3 things. And said Moorish Science Temple of America adopted as its corporate name the following. Moorish Science Temple of America at said meeting, this affidavit acted as presiding officer, subscribed and sworn to July 20th, 1928. Oh, I'm stupid. What I got inside. Extend the street to learning of the great prophet of Ali in America. This is the other part. To anoint, appoint, and consecrate missionaries of the prophet and to establish the faith of Muhammad in America.
That's true.
Dig that. Who told you that Moors wasn't under the teaching of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him? Who told you Moors wasn't part of the greater Islamic community? Somebody wasn't teaching you the whole truth. They didn't give you calcium. They didn't give you baby food. They watered it down. I'm going to read that part again. To anoint, appoint, and consecrate missionaries. I've been anointed, I've been appointed, and now I'm doing my missionary work to raise a temple here in Philadelphia. So, the great meeting is on. I welcome everybody to this introduction of Sufism, the Moorish Science Temple of America, the uniting of the Holy Quran. We just heard that our power and authority comes from the Quran of Muhammad. We already know that the Quran of Muhammad is a legal document. You can establish Islamic law based off of the Quran. But how does it have the power and authority? Where do we get? Well, Surah 49:13 said we're divided into nations and tribes so that we may recognize each other. Ain't that amazing? Brother Sufi just said we ain't Arabs. So that means Surah 49:13 means that if an Arab see me with a fez on, tarbouche on, anything that comes from the kingdom of Fez, he knows who I am. But do I know who I am? I know who I am, and I'm about to tell you who you are. We didn't just come, some people want to say that y'all come from Morocco. I ain't from Morocco. Brother, slow down, brother. Don't you know that the Moroccan Empire encompassed all of Northern Africa all the way down to the Senegambia?
Yes.
And if you go like to see Sheikh Ahmad Bamba in the holy city of Tuba, like the brother was saying, you'll see there was an island there called Goree Island where they was taking brothers from the Moroccan Empire and shipping them out.
Come on.
Then you do your history, you be like, man, they was taking us like that. Nobody did nothing. What about the treaties that we had with Africa? Riddle me this back, man. There's the Peace and Friendship Treaty of 1786, right? Have everybody heard of that?
Yes.
So this Peace and Friendship Treaty said that they could have no more citizens on board. That was what, 1786? Somebody remember that, 1786. So if you have this thing that they met in about 1774 through 1779, and I think we're in the beautiful city of Philadelphia, and they came up with these names called Negro, Black, and Colored. They was gonna call this group of people so that when they put this group of people on this boat, they wouldn't be violating this treaty that they did with the Bay of Morocco.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
So now we getting into it. So now you know you ain't Negro, Black, or Colored.
Go ahead.
That you came from somebody that came from some place.
True.
That you have a nationality. But they're like, okay, we Moorish American. Moorish ain't a place. But in these little keys where we teach our children baby food, it says that the modern name for Moorish American is, modern name of Moorish comes from Morocco. So basically you're a Moroccan American. So now we done got it to a location. But then we don't want to just limit it to Morocco because we know that we come from various nations and tribes and we've been mixed. Apart from the teachers in West Africa, we what they call a Chedo. A Chedo is someone that has their blood mixed as a victim of war.
Good question.
So we Chedo.
Yes, sir.
But we know that we can't, although I may not be able to say, okay, on the map of Africa, I came from this area. You can do a DNA test, cotton swab, some slob, and get you back some of the information about where you from.
Yes, right.
But if you don't have all of that, Noble Drew Ali came in 1913 with these same teachers and told you that you came from somewhere in this part of Africa.
That's right.
The brother said, I brought you what you need to save yourself. All I got to do is get you to think.
Go ahead.
So, back to this. We've already answered the Moroccan part, the Moorish American part, who we are, the nationality. Now let's get into how to anoint, appoint, and consecrate missionaries of the prophet and to establish the faith of Muhammad in America. What? What is the faith of Muhammad? No, Islamism is not the faith of Muhammad. That's right, you've been drinking water, brother. But you about to get some baby food tonight. The faith of Muhammad consists of 6 things. And you're going to find these 6 things in all of your literature. The faith of Muhammad is different from the religion of Muhammad. The faith of Muhammad consists in 6 things. It's called the 6 articles of faith. Belief in Allah.
That's true.
And it comes in a descending order.
That's true.
Belief in Allah.
That is true.
Belief in the angels.
That is true.
Because Allah sent the angels. Then comes to the prophet. Allah sends the angels to the prophets. Allah, angels, prophets. The prophets end up having a holy book. Allah, angels, prophets, holy books. We down to 4. We got 2 more. Allah, angels, prophets, holy books. Then you got the last 2, the divine decree and the day of judgment. And those 2 are inside the holy book. Allah, angels, prophets, holy book, divine decree, day of judgment. Therefore, you have the faith of Muhammad. In the religion of Muhammad, in a hadith it explains that one day the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and y'all have to excuse me when I give these stories because like the brother said, I had to chew this, I got to bring it down a notch. So I'm going to give you the cliff notes of the hadith. If you want the hadith, you can send me an email and I can send it to you later. Or if you like, you can go to the website, the Moorish Science Temple of America.net, and you'll see several articles about what I'm saying right now. The Moorish Science Temple of America.net. But back to this. The religion of Muhammad consists of three things. So my cliff notes, y'all got to deal with it. The Prophet Muhammad was sitting with some Sahaba, some companions. E40 say my Sahabs. You know, we got to bring it down to our level. He was sitting with some of his Sahabs. Next thing you know, a man in all white that didn't have any signs of travel, meaning it wasn't sweating, didn't look like he appeared and came to him and got on his knees right with him, knee to knee, and asked him three questions. What is Iman? Iman is faith. What is Islam? Islam are the acts of worship. And what is Ihsan? Spiritual perfection. It's actually 4 questions. And he said, what about the day of judgment? And he said, the one that asks knows better than the one he's asking. So those 3 things, that's what 4 things he had. Then that man left. Then one of the Sahabas, the companion, said, yo, Prophet, this is Cliff Notes again, you know, they probably say, yo, Prophet, who was that cat? It's like, oh, that was the angel Jibril come to teach you your religion. Wow. So, the Moors been teaching in Chicago the faith of Muhammad. We understand that Allah, the angels, the prophets, 104 holy books, the Day of Judgment and the Divine Decree, the Quran and Bible are only 2. 2 out of 104, so 102 other books. How much information we got? So therefore we have the faith of Muhammad, the religion of Muhammad. But it says here that we are to anoint, appoint, and consecrate missionaries of the prophet. So we're missionaries of Noble Drew Ali, teaching the teachings of Ali to establish the faith of Muhammad in America. So what Noble Drew Ali brought is going to bring my people up from a crawling state to a standing state so that they can have knowledge of self and not join the nations of the earth and submit to them unknowing who they are, unknowing that they were the founders in the holy city of Mecca, not knowing that they were the ones that when Europe was in the dark ages, we had running public baths. We had air conditioning.
That's true.
When Europe was in the dark ages. So now we get to the point. Well, what, you know, the Prophet Muhammad was the last prophet, brother. Okay? Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was the last legislative prophet. There's a thing called legislative prophet and non-legislative prophet. Go and study the titles Nabi and Rasul in the Quran. You'll see, and even when you study stories like with Moses and Aaron, Moses brought the law. He was a legislative prophet. Aaron was a non-legislative prophet. He adhered to the law that Moses brought. 2 levels, clear for us to see. What that means, if the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the seal of the prophets, it means he's the seal of the legislative prophets. There is no new legislation coming after that.
No.
Because that book should have explained everything else that came before, clarified any issues that was in those other texts. So when Noble Drew Ali came, in these keys, he tells us, is this a new or old time religion?
Old time.
I ain't hear y'all.
Old time.
I ain't hear y'all.
Old time.
There it is. So if it's an old time religion, he ain't bring nothing new.
No.
He's still following the faith of the Prophet Muhammad.
Go ahead.
As a non-legislative prophet to the greater Islamic community, but to us who actually follow the teachers who got raised up, he's a legislative and a non-legislative prophet. We have to understand this. There is no right or wrong. It's just various levels of comprehension.
Teach, brother.
We don't want to say this brother's wrong.
That's right.
He didn't know no better. His teachers didn't teach him. So his level of comprehension wasn't as such. But all that's over now. There is no excuse. When you have a reason, you have the answer, you have the place where you could go to get it all resolved. We ain't got to make up another Moorish organization when you got a temple that's functioning under the direction that it's supposed to be functioning. So where we at? We talked about how the Moorish Science Temple derives its power and authority from the great Quran of Muhammad. We talked about the faith of Muhammad. Then that's what the Moors are to propagate. And we also talked about the religion of Muhammad. The religion of Muhammad consists of Iman, Islam, and Ihsan. So when you get into Iman, Islam, and Ihsan, in the Moorish Science Temple, we call that something like belief, faith, and fruition. What you believe is true. Faith is what you've proven to yourself to be true. And fruition is you yourself, you become the truth. So if we follow the steps of Moorish science, we get to a point where we be like, I know who I am. I know where I'm from. I'm ready to go to West Africa and find out if Moorish science is still over there. That's what I did. That's how we got to this point. When I came to Indianapolis, Supreme Grand Sheikh told me to prepare to have a membership meet. I think Brother Sufi helped me put on a big membership meet. We had a whole, all the people, a bunch of people became Moors. I'm sitting in the bookstore doing class. I have a vision. I see Sheikh Amabamba. Now I've been studying in this bookstore the whole time. I see Sheikh Amabamba in the corner floating while I'm teaching Moorish Science Temple class. And it bothered me. When I say it bothered me bad. Real bad. You know, it wasn't like I was, you know, doing something. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't tripping. But it bothered me. So I tried to keep going and talking. And it started bothering me more. Until finally I heard something say, brother, go teach. Go find out for yourself. I started crying. In front of the class, everybody thought, it's like, brother, tripping. I was like, okay. I'm no longer going to be able to teach these classes in the Moorish Science Temple. I have to go on a personal mission and figure this stuff out myself. So I told the Supreme Grand Sheikh, D. Bailey what happened? He was like, hey, I support you. If you want to go to the Moroccan Empire and the Mexican and see if you could establish the teachings, you have my blessing. Some of the other Moors, they was like, don't go over there. They going to put something on you. You ain't going to come back and say, you going to go over there and become an Arab. I was like, oh, whatever. So I went. I dove deep into Moordism for probably 3 or 4 years. And there was another brother that took over the study groups in Indianapolis. Until something occurred, and then the Grand Sheikh asked me to come back and do the study group. But by then, I was spiritually buff. I had a little juice then. Because I had found that what the Prophet Noble Drew Ali had brought was the truth. The uncut truth of the truth. And I got to be around some brothers that was demonstrating how much of a truth it was. So I had to figure out, okay, what's the essence of these teachings that's based in the Quran? And how am I going to come back into the temple and bring it to another level? So I sat down with the Supreme Grand Sheikh D. Bailey and I said, in the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple, in certain sections, it mentions the Quran of the Prophet Muhammad. I say in certain sections, it mentions Muhammad. But in a particular chapter, in this section called The Divine Origins of the Asiatic Nations, chapter 45, it says, line 1, the fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nation need to learn to love instead of hate.
Teach, brother.
Y'all hear me?
Teach. Islam.
Y'all know what love is versus what hate is. Hate is what we see out here when a brother don't help another brother out. When a brother slander his sister. When a brother kill another brother. When two Moors, just because they're from different bodies, can't say Islam to each other. If I know that this brother from another group of Moors and he know I'm from another group, we can't still get together. Just because he got a charter from this body and I got a warrant of authority from this body, don't mean that we can't still kick it as brothers. That's hate. What's love? Love is regardless, knowing that we are the children of one father, and the breast of one mother have given you suck. Therefore, let the bonds of affection unite thee with thy brother, so that peace and happiness may dwell in the Father's house. When not separating the world, remember the relation that binds thee to unity and love. If thy brother's in adversity, assist him. If your sister's in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortunes of the Father contribute to the support of his whole race, and care be continued to you all in your love to each other. That's love. If my brother's in adversity, assist him. If my sister's in trouble, forsake her not. That's love. What he was trying to get us to do was repair what had happened to us as a nation.
That's true.
That means that he had to take the thug, like the brother said, the dude that was hard, he had to make him soft again. Not soft like the feminization of the male, you know what I'm saying? But soft like, let this brother have feelings and let this brother have some heart. Thank you. Islam. But let this brother have some feeling, let this brother have some heart. Let this brother love his wife and take care of his children. When you come in, say, I love you, baby. Mwah. Rub her on her back.
Right.
You don't feel like listening to her, but listen to what she got to say. What she went through that day. Real talk. The brother, wife, and the children got to participate in the community. The brother, the wife, and the children participating in the community establish a healthy society.
Right.
The brother, the children, the community, and the healthy society determines a healthy nation.
Right.
In this same section, the fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nation need to learn to love instead of hate and to know their higher self and lower self. This is the uniting of the Holy Quran of Mecca for teaching and instructing all Moorish Americans, etc. Real what? Right! You got it! That's it! So the uniting of the Moorish Science Temple of America with the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad is determined when you start to battle your higher self and lower self. Okay. Now we on to something. So, in the stages that the Prophet Muhammad said that his religion was composed of, Iman was faith. That's the 6 articles of faith. Islam is the acts of worship, your prayers, your zikr, your fikr, your meditation, you're going in the Kaaba, your retreats. The 3rd step is Ihsan. Ooh, to get to Ihsan, you gotta have a shake, baby. You gotta have a shake, not a shaky shake, but a shake. A shake who can take you from where you at to Allah.
Right.
Not because he done told you that, because he done been there and came back, been there and came back, been there and came back, been there and came back again. He know the way to Allah. And when we talk about these types of sheikhs that come from where we come from, in the Moorish Empire, there's 3 levels of sheikhs. You got the sheikh that teach you book knowledge, the sheikh that educates your soul, and the sheikh that goes all the way, that looks at your soul, knows what you need, and he puts you to work and help you purify yourself. Because in the traditions of West Africa, under the teachings of Sheikh Al-Mubamba, that means by the blessings of Sheikh Ibrahim, We know that the blood cannot be purified except by work. Even in our teachings, Jesus, the prophet Isa, says that it is by service to all of life. What? Y'all done heard this before? The service to all of life? Shiloh said. That's not parody. It's been in this book since 1913. Service. But it's by service, by work, that you can purify the blood. So now, we got Iman, which is the faith, Islam, which is the acts of worship, and Ihsan, which you need a sheikh to do. Hold on, brother. This stuff ain't in the more scientific Quran about getting a sheikh. And if it's in the Holy Quran of Mecca, show me in there too. Because all that seemed funny. Y'all talking about doing a bay'at and pledging allegiance and having this, you know. Is your allegiance to the Prophet? Is your allegiance to Noble Drew Ali, brother? Have you went over there to Africa and lost your mind?
Truly.
Hey, you asked me that.
We crazy.
I lost my mind. I lost my mind.
In the world.
And I think you about to lose yours.
I mean.
In chapter 4 of the Holy Quran of Mecca. If anybody needs a circle 7, I got some up here. If anybody needs some keys, I got some up here. But in chapter 4, this is the chapter where it talks about John the Baptist. It's called chapter 4, Death and Burial of Elizabeth. Mathino's Lesson, the Ministry of Death. These are Sufi teachers right here. When we had me, Brother Elijah, and Brother Talik was on the conference call. We trying to set up a temple here. So we're trying to get these brothers, chapter 4. And we was on the call, and the Grand Sheikh said it. Y'all heard he was like, Brother Shiloh, tell them how we're a part of the greater Islamic community. This is what we teaching. What we was trying to do, it was a conference call with brothers all over the country that's coming back to temple number 1, because they said, man, all these other temples, they teaching that hoorah. But we look on y'all webpage, y'all got 6- and 8-page articles explaining how the Prophet Muhammad is the legislative prophet and Noble Drew Ali is a non-legislative prophet and what the faith of Muhammad is. Brother, we ain't never heard this before. So they coming back. But on that call, he said, and he even mentions how we have a Sufi complex. I wouldn't say that, based on the teachings of my Supreme Grand Sheikh, I can't say that the Moors are Sufis. I can say that we look at things in an esoteric manner.
Right.
That the Sufis do. And if I was to go and look at in the Moroccan Empire, I would see them practicing Tasawwuf, which is the science that they call Sufism. Tasawwuf is more science. Tasawwuf is the science, along with al-akhlaq, the science of ethics and virtues that you use to battle the lower self against the higher self. So this stuff is in our teachings, but dig this. When John was 12 years old, his mother died, and the neighbors laid her body in a tomb among her kindred in the Hebron burying ground, and near to Zachariah's tomb. And just for, I'm going to do excerpts, message, like the brother said. More people ask, why do the Moors pray standing up? Brother Zachariah prayed standing up in the Quran of Mecca. Message. Just so you know, it's in there. And John was, I'm going to finish reading. And John was deeply grieved. He wept. Mathino said, it is not well to weep because of death. Death is no enemy of man. It is a friend who, when the work of life is done, just cuts the cord that binds the human boat to earth, that it may sail on smoother seas. No language can describe a mother's worth, and yours was tried and true. Elizabeth was his mother. These teachers let us know that Mary and Elizabeth were family, they were cousins. And we don't really hear about that a lot. And we do a conference call where that came up, where a brother had asked about Mary's lineage and connections based on what the teachers in the book of the chapter on Imran in the Quran. But it's very well that the Moors need to study about Jesus or Isa, John, Yahya, Mary, and Elizabeth, as well as Zechariah and Joseph. But no language can describe a mother's worth, and yours was tried and true. But she was not called hence until her tasks were done. The cause of death are always for the best, but we are solving problems there as well as here. And one is sure to find himself where he can best solve his problem. So that means that if you don't solve your problems while you're here on earth, which is why you're here on earth, then you're going to have to deal with them on a plane of soul, which is going to be more difficult. The cause of death is always for the best, but we are solving problems there as well as here. And one is sure to find himself where he can solve his problems. It is selfish that one makes one wish to call again to earth departed souls. Then let your mother rest in peace. Just let her noble soul be strength and inspiration unto you. A crisis in your life has come, and you must have a clear conception of the work that you are called to do. Do y'all understand what's taking place? This brother's mother just passed. He was grieving. He was going through it. He's like, oh, he tripping like, man, what's happening? I'm down. But he had a master teacher. We just said that all these teachers, this master servant, it's a whole chapter named that in our book. Student, teacher. This concept exists. Christ has come to you, and you must have a clear conception of the work that you are called to do. The sages of the age call you harbinger. The prophets look to you and say, he is Elijah come again. Your mission here is that of harbinger, for you will go before the Messiah's faith to pave his way and make the people ready to receive their king. I need y'all to make sure y'all with me so far. I see everybody looking. Y'all get glued to your seat. This readiness, what John the Baptist is doing, this readiness is purity of heart. The brother said earlier, if Allah, the closest place we can meet Allah is in the heart, you think Allah gonna come into a dirty heart? So that means you gotta clean it first. We ain't talking about ammonia, Pine Sol, wet wipes, spitting on it. No. We talking about purifying it of your lower self, of your hatred, of your lewdness, of your slander, of your lies, of your deceit, of your self-conceit. This readiness is purity of heart. None but the pure in heart can recognize the King. To teach men to be pure in heart, you must yourself be pure in heart,
That's right.
and word, and deed.
That's right.
Oh, man.
Right.
I know I may sound country sometimes. My parents come from Mississippi. Chula, Mississippi. Came up 57, hit Chicago and Gary, Indiana. Boop. I separated, came to Indianapolis, been in Louisville, now I'm in Philadelphia. Popped over to Cincinnati a little bit, shot on back, now I'm in Philadelphia. So I may sound a little bit country.
That's all right.
But to teach men to be pure in heart, you must yourself be pure in heart and word and deed. So if somebody gonna teach you, their heart gotta be clean, their words gotta be right, and you gotta see them doing something. That's right. The brother tries to teach a class. I see him giving food. And when I see him, he's always giving people advice to the right. Every third Sunday, we give away food. The sisters cook, get the food away. We go down to Love Park or go to a shelter and we give food away. That's what we got to do. If you ain't doing no deeds to be pure in heart, do that. Participate with us if you ain't got the sustenance to do it yourself. Sometimes I'm broke, I just bring bottled water. Give away some water. Do what you can to participate. Allah is giving you the ways and the means. You can no longer say you don't know. In infancy, the vow was made for you to become a Nazarite. The razor shall not touch your face nor head, and you shall not taste wine nor fiery drink. Men need a pattern for their lives. That's the reason that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, gave 5 salats a day to his community. Some people want to say the Moors don't pray. Moors do pray. If you're a part of the greater Islamic community, you pray. If you don't pray, you slipping.
That's right.
But it's, you know, no right or wrong is various levels of comprehension. If you ain't praying, brother, get up on your salat. Get up on your prayer.
Come on now. I mean.
You know, it's all about perfecting yourself. Taking what you don't know, if it's truth, and applying it until it becomes every part of every part. But the reason that he gave us those as a greater Islamic community is because we needed a pattern for our lives. He's like, you all have to remember Allah 5 times a day so that you don't be out there doing whatever. That's going to take discipline.
Yes.
That's going to take you waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning out of your sleep.
Come on.
Keep your mind on Allah.
I have the intention to do this wudu so I can do these 2 rakats.
Keep it real. Keep it real.
That's purity of the... This teaching tell us that wudu is nothing but a purity of the soul. Purity of the soul. Purity of the soul. Men need a pattern for their lives. They love to follow, not to lead.
Yes, sir. Right.
Okay, now, message. If men love to follow, not to lead, you either gonna follow somebody that's teaching you the right thing, or you're gonna follow somebody that's teaching you to do the wrong thing. But we've just heard that if you're gonna find somebody doing the right thing, you will see them do right in word,
Action, deed.
and deed. And you'll see that their heart is pure. The man who stands upon the corners of the path and points the way, but does not go, is just a pointer. And a block of wood can do the same.
Ooh, great.
Oh yeah, brother, the man is over there. It's a lot. Why you ain't over there? Won't you take me to the masjid?
That's right.
Won't you take me to the temple?
Great.
Where the Moors meet?
Right.
What's the study group? Where they at? What temple number are they? You know, do more than just say something. Participate in the truth. The teacher treads the way, and on every span of ground he leaves his footprints, clearly cut, which all can see and be assured that he, their master, went their way. Men comprehend the inner life by what they see and do. They come to Allah through ceremonies and forms. Sometimes, if you don't have on the costume,
Yes, go ahead, teach on that.
people don't take you serious.
Go ahead, brother.
I didn't have affairs, I ain't have nothing. But I said, if I don't come up here with something that they recognize, they not gonna understand. So I had to come up here in a ceremonial headpiece, figure number 1, with the ball that represents 360 degrees of knowledge that's not pinned down because I'm not limited in knowledge. You see the outer portion, which is the zahir. Under there is the batin, the unseen. You see the little tube that's coming out the top, which is the throne. You see the 2 little beads that come out, that's the higher self and lower self. You see the supposed to be 360 strings that's 12 inches long, representing the ruler and the law. You want to say that these add up lessons. That ain't no add up lesson. Add-up lesson is, how do I purify my soul when I've been sinning for 40 years?
Sir, go ahead, teach us one.
How do I do it? I keep lying to my woman. I'm a cheater. I'm a liar. I'm a thief.
Yes, sir.
That's what we need to work on. And I can say that, and I ain't talking about nobody, because I used to be a cheater. I used to be a liar. I used to be a thief. But I decided to take a different route, to have a different teacher other than the devil. Men comprehend the inner life by what they see and do. They come to Allah through ceremonies and forms. Figure number one is a form. You see on the charter of the Moorish Science Temple of America, they have the houses. You have the pyramid, you have the fez, you have the Sphinx, you have Noble Drew Ali at the bottom under the all-seeing eye with the fire behind him, protecting you from the burning flames. You also see the lion and the lamb. Did y'all know that the French put Sheikh Ahmed Bamba in a cell with a lion? Most Moors don't understand that that was a message. For those people that understood the charter, if you was to see or find out that a man was put in a cage with a hungry lion and the lion laid right next to him on his lap and continued to let him write, that was a message. That was letting you know one of the houses on your charter was being fulfilled. You need to go check that out. I realized that and I was like, I'm about to go check this dude out. I went over there in my first trip, saw Brother Sufi. He was over there for 2 years. I visited him for a month over there when he was over there on his 2-year stint. It was a beautiful thing. Woke up every morning, walked into different aspects of the city, went and seen the Grand Marabou Serene Salyu, went and drank from the Ayn al-Rahmati water, heard the call of prayer in the street, the buses, cars, everything stopped, prayer rugs fall out, doing salat in the middle of the street. I was like, man, for real? Are you for real? Man, everything just stopped. After the prayer, everything sounds like, wow. My wig was split. But this was the city where the man was with the lion and the lamb. This was the charter key. This is on the charter that Noble Drew Ali brought. So when they would make men know that sin are washed away by purity and light, a symbolic rite must be introduced. In water, wash the bodies of the people who turn away from sin and strive for purity and light. The wudu is symbolic of you turning away from sin, purifying your soul with water. How is Moorish science not in the Holy Quran of Mecca? How is the Moors not a part of the same community of the Prophet Muhammad? May Allah be pleased with him. Y'all, I think he do, because he's smiling now. He rocking. Lean with it, brother. Rock with it. Rock with it, brother. This rite of cleansing is a preparation rite, and they who are thus cleansed comprise the temple of purity. What I want to establish here in Philadelphia is a temple of purity.
Islam.
I don't care what body you from, what group you study with. Let's come together and learn the teachings of Noble Drew Ali. Not the stuff that came from 1930, because Noble Drew Ali passed July 20th, 1929. We want to study everything he brought up until that point. Let's establish a community based on the foundation. Because the word unity is based off the word unite. Unite is a transitive and an intransitive verb. A transitive verb. See, I'm not the sharpest crayon in the box, but I can stay between the lines.
Woo! Come on, brother.
So, a transitive verb is a verb that requires more than one or more objects. An intransitive verb is a verb that has no object. An example of a transitive verb is, You helped the man. I gave you the book. I ate the cake. I love cake. A transitive verb. To live is to age. To die is expected. To sleep is unexpected. So unite is transitive and intransitive. It can be used with an object as well as without an object. Y'all with me? The definition of the word unite, when it's used as a transitive verb, it means to put together, to form a single unit, to cause to adhere, to link by a legal or moral bond, to possess as qualities in combination. The definition of unite when used as an intransitive verb, to become one or as if one, to become combined or as if adhesion or mixture. There's a chapter that I stated and read off that talked about and referenced the instructions of unity. We the children of one Father, rest of one mother, give you son. That's our covenant. Covenant of the Asiatic nation. We had to memorize that. We are the children of one Father. You know, you got to memorize that. So when you see you got to have it in your head. But the chapter of unity says the gifts of understanding are the treasures of Allah. So what I have is not mine. It was Allah's treasure bestowed upon my grand sheik who bestowed it upon me. Because what Noble Drew Ali brought us was a saving power. They call it in our keys the everlasting gospel. The everlasting gospel is a saving power that comes from Allah to our ancient father, to our prophet, to us. Some people get stuck on the prophet. Noble Drew Ali, Noble Drew Ali, Noble Drew Ali. They never make it to the point of getting to the ancestors. Some people get to the ancestors. They'll go back to a Mexican. They got the teaching of the prophet. They then go to a Mexican and unite it with the teachings of the prophet. Boom. But that ain't it. You have to take them one last step and take it all the way back to Allah, to where you know that you are but a seed of Allah, and inside of you are the attributes of Allah. The brother broke down some of this circle 7. This circle 7, why is this 7 there? Because it's 7 attributes that came directly from Allah that you got. I want every person to remember at least one of these attributes, because I'm going to ask what's attribute 1, attribute 2, attribute 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One of the attributes is called the attribute of life. The attribute of life that you have comes from the ever-living. Next attribute is power. Attribute of power comes from the all-powerful. Attribute of will. Man's will became a sluggish will. Comes from the attribute of the ever-willing. So we got what? Life, power, will, knowledge. Knowledge comes from the all-knowing. That's 4. Sight from the all-seeing. Speech from the all-speaking. And hearing from the all-hearing. That's 7. 7 attributes that you have in you that come directly from Allah. Whoa. They don't teach this in my temple. Yeah, they do. In temple number 2 in Philadelphia, that's what we're going to be teaching. That's right, we're going to be temple number 2. Brother Thompson Bey came here in 1927, 1928 under the administration of Emily Hill and set up a temple. The temples under here now are under different bodies. The temple number 2 under Emily Hill, Supreme Grand Sheikh D. Bailey Hill, is on the way.
Islam.
This circle 7 got 4 gates on it. In our teachings, when the prophet Jesus completed his 7 trials, they encompass 4 things. Once he completed those, defeated those 4 enemies, he became known as the Logos Circle 7. meaning that it was a circle. It wasn't chopped up like that. These are the 4 enemies of man. Everything I'm mentioning is in here. The first enemy, carnal world. Second enemy, the carnal self or the ego. Third enemy, profane passion. The fourth enemy, the concept of the devil. And I say the concept of the devil, because it ain't no dude in a red suit with a tail and some horns. At one point in time, it was me, brothers and sisters. I was a little devil out here in the street. But you can raise your vibration. You can start to carry the message of truth around and be like an angel instead of like a devil. You can become a messenger. Because we know, according to the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, that man can rise higher than the angel. Even when he was going on his Isra Miraj, the angel said, well, I can't go no further. I'll be destroyed. And he kept going. So man can ascend higher than an angel. In these questions that we read to our children, it says, who made you? Number 1, Allah. Who is Allah? Allah is the Father of the universe. Can we see him? No. Is this in the Quran? You remember when Moses asked Allah to reveal himself to the mountain, and the mountain crumbled? The brother said, that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that the heart of the believer can contain Allah. But let me see what this says. Hold on, what this say? Where's the nearest place we can meet him? This is number 4. In the heart. What if your heart dirty? You think Allah want to be in a dirty house?
No.
You want to be in a clean house. Who is Noble Drew Ali? He is Allah's prophet. What is a prophet? A thought of Allah. The prophet is the thought of Allah manifested in flesh. What is the duty of a prophet? To save nations from the wrath of Allah. I'm a gentleman. So these items is just, I'm trying to correlate that these teachers ain't outside of the greater Islamic community. How did the prophet begin to uplift the Moorish Americans? Number 15. Why are we Moorish Americans? Because we are descendants of Moroccans and born in America. Well, for what was the purpose of the Moorish Science Temple of America? For the uplifting of fallen humanity. How did the prophet begin to uplift the Moorish Americans? By teaching them to be themselves.
That's right.
Surah 49:13 said they divided us into nations and tribes so that we can recognize each other. If you're not being yourself, how you gonna be recognized? They gonna think you somebody else. Because you acting like them, you talking like them, and you doing what they do. What is our religion? Islam-ism. Oh, brother, Islam. Islam-ism. Ism means the practice or theory of. So Islam-ism just means that we're approaching Islam with a particular practice and or theory, which means that something was taken away from us that wasn't taken away from the rest of the communities of the world and nations of the earth. So we had to go through some things to get that back. So that's our ism. And ism also constitutes a political construct, because the Moorish Science Temple is a religious corporation. And under our constitution and bylaws, we are established as a juro society. The prophet,
Come on, brother, take your time.
the prophet Noble Drew Ali set us up in the county of Cook, Chicago, Illinois, based on home rule authority. Brother Elijah, me and him beat this down. Me, Elijah, Brother Talik, we beat this down. What is home rule? Home rule means that any branch temple can function under the direction of the home office regardless of the state that they're in. So what this means is when I come to Philadelphia, I got to let the state know, hey, I'm here. And we're going to function as a foreign corporation in this state.
Go ahead.
That means that in Philadelphia, I'm still under the rules and regulations of Chicago, County and Cook. Y'all hear me?
Right.
It's a protocol.
You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Figure deal me.
Yes, sir.
So we under home rule. What does that mean about people that don't have their home office, Temple number 1 in County of Cook? It means that they not under home rule, that they not under what the prophet left them as a safety net.
Question.
Message. Yeah. Then we get into the concept of Noble Drew Ali set up a Supreme Grand Council, which consists of 7 members tried and true that represent him in his absence. What if the body don't even have a Supreme Grand Council?
Uh-oh. No.
Message.
No. No.
So, home rule allows us to govern ourselves under the laws and jurisdiction that was established in Chicago, County of Cook, according to the back of this 101, which gives me the authority to teach the faith of Muhammad under the teachings of Ali. We do anything, like Brother Elijah, to bear witness. I'm calling Chicago. Supreme Grand Sheik, I'm about to do this. Go ahead, you have the authority to do it.
That's right.
Somebody got a problem with me? Oh, just call Temple number 1. I already filed out the paperwork. Just call my Supreme Grand Sheik. Thank you. I ain't got to deal with all that rigmarole. I ain't trying to say nothing against nobody. I'm just trying to tell you what it is, what was set up. And if somebody set up something different, I'm just letting you know. You cannot say that, I didn't know, brother. Yes, you know now. It's up to you. They said you're not a mutkhalif. Is that the right word? An accountable individual until Allah has made you aware of the truth. Allah has made you aware of the truth. There is now a temple that is rooted in home rule authority in Philadelphia again. And I want the Supreme Grand Sheik, with his permission and blessings, to call all these other bodies and arrange a meeting for me, just to let them know I'm not a Johnny come lately. I'm not a pow pow cowboy. Woo! Woo! I'm not a cowboy more. You can ask Elijah. If I had it my way, I'd sit back and just have meetings amongst the faithful. But we got to bring more people into this truth. Because the temple is not a politic that's designed to lock our people up or to make them become criminals. On the conference call where we were talking with the Supreme Grand Sheik, he talked about one more. You're going to remember this comment where he said, all right, Sheik, I'm about to switch in low gear and get out of here. And the Grand Sheik told us on the conference call, he was like, there's some dirty Moors out there.
Basically.
But we want to keep it on the high level. We don't want to switch into low gear because we're about to leave BlackandNobel. We want to keep it on the high gear like we are when we in here. So when they see me, my engine is revving. I ain't putting along. Yeah, Mo, I'm in low gear, Mo. Nah, all right, Moab. Peace and love, Mo Bite. Islam-ism. That's how we want to move. I don't know what I'm on for time, but I think I've hit all of the points.
Thank you.
But the gifts of understanding all the treasure of Allah. And he appoints to everyone his portion and what measure seems good to him. Hath he endowed thee with wisdom? Hath he enlightened thy mind with knowledge of truth? Communicated to the ignorant for their instruction? Communicated to the wise for thine own improvement.
Yes, sir.
All praise is due to Allah, the one, the unique, supreme in authority. Honors to Brother Emil, the first Supreme Grand Sheik of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Honors to Brother Marcus Garvey. Supreme honors to my Supreme Grand Sheik D. Bailey Ill. Honors to the Moorish flag, the red flag with the green 5-pointed star. And to the American flag, the flag of my blood, sweat, and tears of my ancestors. I give honor to all the fallen Moors, to all those Moors that have gone astray. And I open the call, as Noble Drew Ali said, the great meeting is on.
Yes.
Come on home.
I mean,
Islam.
Islam.
I want to pause for a minute and ask, we done said a few interesting things. I want to give Brother Sufi an opportunity if he wanted to say anything else. I wanted to open the floor for questions. I don't know where we at for time, so if we need to cut anything, let me know. But I do want to open the floor for questions, because I think we said some interesting things.
Assalamu alaikum.
Islam.
Islam was. I've been a proclaimed Moorish American for like 13 years, but I've been a Muslim woman for over 30 years.
Yes, ma'am.
So in your protocol and how you're proceeding, if you already proclaim your nationality, how do you be a part of this temple that you're trying to start? Question, please.
Right now we're just studying, establishing a study group under the authority of a warrant of authority.
Yes, sir.
That was granted to myself and Brother Elijah. And from there, we plan to get officers and set up the officers for the temple. If you are coming in as a member of various body of Moors, you basically, we have applications that you will fill out. We do have a database with information so that if anything happens or occurs and they need to call Chicago for you, it's a check and balance. Like if something happened, officer pull you over, officer 472. We have driver's license 670-453, ABJ 391, Pennsylvania. What's the status of their license? They can call Chicago and find out, is this brother up and standing Moor, or is he one of these brothers and sisters that's out here being malicious? So, and I don't mean any disrespect to any group. Everybody has a right to do what they want, but don't use the prophet for a profit.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? If you're going to follow Noble Drew Ali's teachings, because he said our problems are moral and economic, but in a more profound, are social and economic, but in a more profound sense, they're moral and spiritual. So what we're trying to do is remove hate and replace it with love. Remove this hatred, lewdness, and slander, with mercy, love, and right. So the first thing you would do if you wanted to be a part of the body is fill out an application. The application, we keep one on file here, and the other goes to Chicago, to the Supreme Grand Chief. If there's officers or anybody, it's like Brother Talik, we're working with Brother Talik because he's in a different location. We would have to include you in what we're setting up. So you would come to the general meetings. I'm doing like closed session Sunday schools and lessons right now, trying to make sure that we're on one accord. We do a monthly conference call with all the study group heads to where they participate in the study group. And we're going to work one body at a time. We're going to develop Philadelphia, and then as we see fit, we'll move out, establishing authority under home rules based out of Chicago County and Cook. But we would start out with the application, and that would pretty much work from there. Like anybody that comes in, like in the early 90s, I think it's like 92, Braswell Bay and P. Davis Hill had just come back from the 75th Street Temple in Chicago. P. Davis Hill was made Grand Sheik, and D. Bailey Hill kind of took the backseat at that point in time. Early 90s when I just came into the temple. P. Davis Hill changed form, and Braswell Bay ended up becoming the Grand Sheik. But when they came in, they basically had to go back through the adab chamber. The reason that you go back through everything is just to make sure that we have unity of mind. You may come from a different body that don't teach how we teach. Some people don't even teach the faith of Muhammad in their temple. Some groups don't even see or want to be a part of the greater Islamic community. But the literature of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali tells us that the brothers in the East gonna save us at some point in time. He also tells in our teachers that it's much knowledge to be learned from them and as much knowledge for them to learn from us. This is why I say it's important that the brothers from Senegal went to the temple with me. And then when I went to Senegal, it was their wives and their fathers and their family that took care of me when I was in Senegal. I gotta give thanks to my spiritual guy, Sheikh Becho Chun in Senegal. Because when he came to America, I wanted him and the Supreme Grand Sheikh to get together and solidify the tie between the temple and the holy city of Touba. You can't go to Morocco and they talk about how this is authority domicile for you, you recognize here. In Senegal, our sheikh is giving away land. We could build a temple right over there. Get the paperwork signed, get everything official like a referee with a whistle from home office.
That's true.
And it's real talk. It ain't no it's true, it's about to be done. You can say what you want.
No taxes.
No taxes. The Khalifa owns the deed to the land in Touba. Because the French couldn't kill Serene Touba. So they said, what do you want? He said, I just want some land. He got a land that's one of the biggest cities in West Africa. Look it up. Holy City of Touba. But all you have to do is just fill out the application, participate in meetings to get oneness of mind, and we just want to make sure that we are law-abiding Moors. The Prophet said that we're not out here breaking no law. Ain't nothing fancy. Ain't I ain't spinning around on one foot doing no dances or nothing. I ain't evading no laws. I'm not a criminal. I ain't never been to jail. I've been to jail, but I ain't never been to prison. I'm not a prison Moor. And it's nothing against prison Moors. Some Moors get locked up, they go to the dismal crypts, and they come back out, and they come out with some science and knowledge of self. I'm not one of those. D. Belial basically breathed on me when I came in and when I left. He's still breathing on me. So just to come into the temple, you just fill out an application, attend the meetings, and establish that unity of mind so that when we move as one group. Something happens, the Grand Sheikh in Chicago need to know about it. And if necessary, we can send whoever we need from Chicago down here and they'll deal with it in an official manner. I ain't filling out no crazy paperwork. I ain't turning in nothing crazy to nobody. All they got to do is pick up a phone or look at the back of this affidavit. This speaks for me. This is it. Yes.
You said you had copies of those?
Yes, I do.
And how much are they?
You remember how much they are, Elijah? I want to say $7 for the KORAN.
Yes,
I think $2 for these.
Okay, so I'd like to have a copy of
These are yours right here.
Yes, sir.
And this is one thing you'll notice too. Just so you'll know. Message! If they don't have the official seals, it ain't legit. Yes, ma'am. You can give the money to Brother Elijah.
How much for the 101 he said? You have another set?
Give me one too.
These are 7. Excuse me.
How many did you bring?
I'm just gonna photocopy Kiana.
How people gonna learn it? They don't have it.
That's true.
That's why I know the car goes. That's what I had. And he was just pushing it out. He was showing me how to get involved.
And it still has its seals in it.
They just
Get up for it.
where you get this book? I said, I can't play so
I got you got one more?
If I don't have any more, because what I did, I just sent, I got some coming back from Chicago. I told them that I was doing this meet. Anything I do, they know that I'm doing it in Chicago. So
7 and 2. So that's
I have to operate under the guise of the authority that I'm established and appointed under. So no big eyes, little U. I'm under the Supreme Grand Sheikh. I'm a member of the Grand Body in our
in the back.
in our body.
It sure do. It sure do.
Are there any other questions?
Thank you, Sheik.
It's
Very
not-
enlightening.
it's not-
Very enlightening. Thank you, Dr. Noble. No bell. No bell. No bell. Well, I'm a noble, so I can't help it.
But the website is the Moorish Science Temple of America.net. All of that, like the Moorish Science Temple of America.net. On there, you will see our lineage from 1928 on the way down to the present day. You'll see articles by myself. We have to submit an article once a month, pretty much, to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Brother Elijah's working on articles now so that he can go ahead and be able to submit. But what we're trying to do is make leaders. If you have those qualities, we just want to bring those qualities out. Was there somebody else had a question?
I had this a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I always had this question, and it's always been in the back of my mind. Like, I've been involved in the Moorish movement for over a decade, and my question has always been, how is it we don't know where Baba is buried? Like, is it a thing where we just don't know what really happened? Because nobody's never told me, the elders never told me what really happened to him. Was he assassinated? Was he poisoned? What is the real issue with his transition?
Is the camera on or off?
It's on.
Sign off, I'll turn it on.
No, that's all cool.
I don't have a problem with that.
The Supreme Grand Sheikh has told me that Noble Drew Ali took his last breaths among the members. We can talk later about, and I can get you an official word from the Supreme Grand Sheikh. This is a good part about having somebody whose family has been there and been there the whole time. That's like when I was like, Grand Sheikh, you got a Kirkman Bay body here, the Givens Hill body here in Philly. I said, who's who? He was like, well, listen, in 1927, 1928, Brother Thompson Bay was sent down there. The temple, then Temple 11, left that body and kept with Givens Hill body. They left the Givens Hill body and got with the Kirkman Bay. He spit the whole thing. I'm just sitting there with a pen. I've been doing that since like early 90s. He got it in his head and he's willing to give it to us. So, any question you want to know,
Yeah, I have a lot
I
of
get the
questions.
official,
I came from a community
get the official
that said,
answer.
if you don't believe me,
And if
go check it
necessary,
out
we
for
can
yourself.
arrange a conference call. We can get the Moors get together, get a conference call. We can call the Grand Sheikh and ask questions. But as he told us on that last conference call, and Brother Talik can bear witness, he said that he don't want to always talk about 1928, 1929. The Prophet did what he did. What are you doing? So I ain't up here to be patting my feet. We about to do something. This is Phil Arabia here. It's too much Islam here. Too many conscious brothers and sisters in Philly. And I don't know what the Moorish Science Temple doing here. And I've been trying to lay back and low. But I'm ready to turn it up. And I don't mean no offense. I want to meet these brothers. I want to get with the heads. Unless, you know, they call my Supreme Grand Sheikh on the basis anyway. I ain't going to say no names, but they know my Supreme Grand Sheikh. They talk to him. When I came here, he gave me the numbers. I called them as soon as I got here. All I said was, hello, such and such, but I ain't go no further. I want him to arrange a meeting. I don't want it to be nothing based on me. Like I tell Elijah and Talik, it ain't about me.
No. Well, it's like we made the pilgrimage up to the burial grounds of El Hajj Malik and Sister Dr. Betty Shabazz.
Yeah.
We know where they are buried. We can go there and make dua, put flowers down, say prayers. Inshallah, ta'ala, I would like to make that hijrah to make prayers for the brother. And it's like, it's a big secret to a conspiracy around where is the brother? Internalize that.
We can go. I mean, I'll put it like this. I'll find out from Supreme Grand Sheikh.
I would like to know that.
There is a headstone and all of that stuff in Chicago. But if you want to hear something, that's why I won't tell you what I know. I'll tell you what the Sheikh said. And if it's that important, then you
it's
can go there
important
and
to
do
me
whatever.
if this is my patriarch of my nation. It's just like when I was in the NOI. I know where Elijah Muhammad is buried.
I understand your point. I don't have any argument with it, but I'll put it like this. The spirit of Noble Drew Ali lives in his adepts. And I was about to say something I didn't need to say, but yeah, you ain't no joke. You could ask Brother Sufi, the brother in the Indianapolis, the brothers in Indianapolis used to talk crazy about the Prophet.
I was always taught to question anything that you don't understand.
I would tell you, I don't have a problem calling the Supreme Grand Sheikh. It ain't about me. I want you to get the right information.
And that's what I'm about.
And if that's what you want, we can get you the information you want. And if it's a group of us, we can get a conference call, do that, or put it on speakerphone. I ain't got nothing to hide.
Yes, sir.
So if you just want to know where the prophet's buried, that's fine. But I'm more worried about the everlasting gospel that's living.
Understand?
The saving power that I have as an adept.
No.
You know, the saving power that you have. The same power these brothers and sisters have. And you could get anointed, appointed, and be a missionary of the prophet. Let's just do it 100%. Not even 1,000%. Let's just do it. Was there another question? Islam.
I just want to take a moment of silence for Brother K. Rodman Day. He's Assistant Grand Sheik, Temple 48 in Trenton. In fact, he made transition. And let's take a few moments because he was a big representation of what a Moorish American was in this community. You ever see, every time you see the brother, he was dialed out in guard, and he represented, and he always was going to share some knowledge. And I remember when I went to visit Temple 48, you know, him and his wife took the time out to drive me all the way to Philly so I could catch a train to go home. So it was definitely a blessing. So just please take a moment and just bow our heads. Islam.
And we are Moorish Americans. We're not just Moors. There's a difference between a person that's a Moor and a Moorish American who's a card-carrying, dues-paying member. Real talk.
Real.
A card-carrying, dues-paying member. Every organization should have some benefits, some services that they offer an individual. If your temple ain't offering you no benefits and no services, message.
Lip service.
No, so, are there any other questions? The Moorish Science Temple of America.net. I think the brother wants to go ahead and do a zikr. The zikrullah is nothing more than reciting the names of Allah. That is something that I got introduced to when I came into the Adab chamber. You know, I had zikr beads, prayer rug, all that in the Adab chamber. So don't think that the Moors don't do salat or whatever. We do salat. We do repeat the names of Allah. All of those are things that you get to do when you fighting that devil and those other three enemies of man. Because a brother or sister is not your enemy. It's a brother or sister that's under the influence of those four enemies that may act like your enemy. But it's the carnal world, the carnal self, the profane passions, and the concept of Satan or the devil. But if that's it, I leave with Islam, peace and love, all praise to Allah, honor to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, honor to my Supreme Grand Sheik D. Bailey Hill, for working hard to make you proud in Chicago, Illinois, and Philadelphia, PA. Islam. Islam.
Everyone who wants to participate, let's make a circle with the chairs.
Allah bind our heart and minds back to our ancient forefathers, divine freedom privileges. We ask this in the holy name of the 70th.
How's everybody feeling?
Good.
Alhamdulillah. There's a lot of people looking for this teaching. We hope that you will come forward and work on yourself. If you're interested in spiritual development, take the first step. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ says, you take one step to Allah, Allah will take 10 steps to you. In the Sufi way, you will go on a journey from self to Allah, and from Allah to self. The Sufis say, I was on a journey looking for self and I found God. I was on a journey looking for self and I found Allah. If you need to contact the Sufi School of Sheikh Ahmed Bamba here in Philadelphia, you can find us at 786sufiwisdom.com. That is our website, 786sufiwisdom.com. We are also on Facebook under the name, yeah, it's like drugs. May Allah protect us. They ain't even got to tap their cell phone no more. They know I'll be going down to, but you can find us on Facebook at Tuba Sufi, Toubasufi. Our Sufi order is worldwide. Started by Sheikh Ahmed Bamba in Senegal, but we have disciples in Australia, China, Korea, Medina, Mecca, all over the continent of Africa, Germany, Europe, France, Spain. We have branches of our Sufi order in every major city in America. But since it's an esoteric school, it's not known to the public. A lot of times you won't see a Sufi school just come and give an address. You have to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. We're right here in Philadelphia. We've been here. Right now we meet every Friday. And what we're going to do here in BlackandNobel, first we'd like to thank Brother Tyson and Brother Hakeem for allowing us to use this holy space. Yeah, it's holy because it's for us, by us. We don't need someone else to sanction what is holy. If you ask me, BlackandNobel is holy ground. All these brothers and sisters who come in here and receive some type of awakening, be it Asiatic consciousness or just black culture in itself, or to know the self, and they came from darkness to light through the doors of BlackandNobel, to me that makes this place holy ground. Because the Prophet Muhammad said the whole universe is a temple. The Prophet Jesus, peace be upon him, didn't have a church or a mosque. He didn't have 4 walls and a ceiling. So if you're looking for this teaching, contact Sheikh Salu Shahid El And I do see one of the brothers from the Moorish Science Temple here. What's your name again, Sheik? I think he's, okay, maybe he's a representative from one of the Moorish Science Temple bodies. We're so happy to see you here, brother. He's being real humble, but I've seen him on many occasions. He's full of light. Full of light, this brother. So make sure you get to build with him.
Yes, sir.
And we do this circle that we're going to do now every Friday here in Philly. Matter of fact, not too far from here. So look for us. 786sufiwisdom.com is the website. My email is sufimystic7. SUFIMYSTIC7 at yahoo.com. SUFIMYSTIC7 at yahoo.com is our email. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. One thing, this is the Sufi master that we are representing. The living master that we study under is named Sheikh Bechel Chum. And if you ever go to a Sufi school and they cannot tell you who their living master is, it's not a Sufi school, it's a Sufi you've been fooled. A Sufi must have a living master. He cannot go somewhere and say he's a true Sufi without a sisala, a chain. Sufis say take hands with someone who take hands, with someone who took hands, with someone who took hands, all the way back to either Ali message or Abu Bakr, back to the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam. All the authentic Sufi orders have a sisala, which is a chain that goes from disciple to master, all the way back to either Abu Bakr or Ali to the Prophet Muhammad. Our Sufi order goes from the disciple through our living master, Sheikh Bechel. Yanafiakshun. Namaboga wap ki kuma amfi chifoto bi. Musta amti jamano ki string Sheikh Bechel Chum. Mom. Moy insano kamil insano kadim fi chi 2003 chi jamano chi kausuf ki moy represent yalla suluburam fi damay wakak sama boko wa Senegal Srin Sheikh Bechel Chum bokuchi mi mala gonna come mengi want chi karam ki moy Srin Sadi Mbake moy Sheikh Bechel Chum moy Sheikh Ibra Fall Funu Toilte Digluma, that may walk a fair leer name. Got reaction. I was speaking to my family in West Africa because on YouTube they're watching. The internet is worldwide. And the Sheikh's family in Senegal is watching us. And we're going to start the zikr. I'm going to say one more thing. A true master is beyond the mind. I used to sit with my Sheikh Bechel. He would answer my question before I could ask it. And then he would ask through a translator, ask, does Abdullah have any questions? I would go to ask the master a question. Before I could say anything, he would answer my question through a translator, because at that time I didn't speak the language. And then he would say to the translator, ask Abdullah, do you have a question? He did this many times. On one of my trips to West Africa, I went in the master's bedroom and sat with Sheikh Bechel. I was going to ask him, should I come back to America or should I stay here and keep studying? That was the question I wanted to ask him. As soon as I walked in his bedroom and sat on the floor, he looked at me, he said, go America, come back. Go America, come back. Go America, come back, many times. And I'm thinking, how you know I'm coming to ask him that? That same day, the Sheikh expressed his concern for Asiatics here in America. He didn't use the word Asiatic. He said black. The Sheikh said, take this soupy message of Sheikh Ahmed Bamba to the black people in America. That's what the Sheikh said directly. Take this soupy message of Sheikh Ahmed Bamba to the black people in America. Then the Sheikh's wife leaned over and whispered something. Then the Sheikh said, well, take it to everybody. Everybody needs this message of Islam. So obviously the wife told him, hey, this says Islam is not just for black people. This Islam is for all humanity. But the first thing the Sheikh said was, take this to the black man and woman in America. The wife said, then he said, okay, take it to everybody. Because Islam is beyond color. Islam is beyond color. The reign of Allah falls on the Latino, the white, the black, the brown, and the yellow. Allah's mercy is beyond color. So let's make this zikr. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Brother Elijah, you got the drum? Can you come up here, please? Like James Brown. Hitman. People say, y'all. That's one thing I like about the Sufi way. Sufism makes Islam fun. Sufism makes Islam fun. I hate them brothers. Assalamu alaikum, huh? Looking all angry. Give you salam. Assalamu alaikum. Knocking you halfway down. Look, man, look. Islam is peace and you don't seem to have it, so I'm going to greet you and keep on moving. This zikr is easy to follow. We do it every Friday here. I'd like to thank all the Asiatics for coming. The disciples of Sheikh Ahmed Bamba who came up from Virginia. The brother who's coming. He came out from Brooklyn. I hope you don't miss your train. If so, you know you got, last time he came, he missed his train. He stayed at the house. And we'll start this zikr. Bakr Sheikh Becho Chum Yanafiak Fall. La ilaha illallah. 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 Hold on one second. If you have a bottle of water, put it in the center and take the top off. Sheikh Ahmed Bamba said this a long time ago before that Japanese scientist froze water and took science pictures of it and said that it was healing. Our master Sheikh Ahmed Bamba said, when you recite the divine names of Allah through chanting, Sheikh Ahmed Bamba said, put water in the middle of the circle. The Sheikh said the prayers will go into the water and change the molecules of the water into healing medicine. Sheikh Ahmed Bamba said that a long time ago. Then the Japanese scientist said words over water, froze it, took pictures and saw the diagram, the pictures. It's very important. Whenever you eat something, say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Utter the name of Allah over any food that you eat, especially in America, because we eat Franken food. We don't even know if it's an orange or a tomato for real. You just don't know if that's a banana or a Frankenlana. It might not have grown on the farm. It might have been grown in a laboratory. Sorry. So make sure whatever you eat in America, pronounce Allah's name over it. At least say Bismillah. If you can't say Bismillah Rahman Rahim, at least say Bismillah. If you have this water, save it. Drink it. The blessings will be in the water. The Sheikh said, with this water will be changed to holy water. Not that holy water you buy online for 99 cents from some Catholic priest that was molesting children. Did I say that in public? Astaghfirullah. This right here will be real holy water. So, savor it. Try not to drink it all as fast as you can. The best thing you can do is save this bottle. When you drink it a little over halfway down, just pour water on top of it, and it will always have the same blessing in it. As long as it's a drop of the water in there from the vibration, it will still be blessed. This water will be so... Let me stop.
Drop it.
La ilaha illallah. Hold on. Marcus Sheikh, Rachel Chum, Serene Saeed, Dinner Jeff. La ilaha illallah. 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 Allah. Bismillahi yamuluhai bila manahi walantihai. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Bismillahi yamuluhai bila manahi walantihai. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Yamuluhai walantihai. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Allah. Hamdan li Rabbi, khairi murabbi, qadra makabi, bilikidai. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Buka ilaha illallah.